Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome to the Sim500 Kickass Beef Jerky Xfinity series here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've got 110 laps of a race tonight. I say right now they're taking qualifying right now. Only about 14 cars have put a lap in thus far. I'll say so. I'll give you a quick update on the point standings. This is the 11th race of the season. Daniel Fockingham has a commanding 57-point lead over Chad Coleman. Justin Fuller is in third. Jordan Hightower is in fourth, followed by Byron Daly in fifth. Scott Simley, Tommy Ryan, Steph Marinac, Dwayne Vincent, Mike Kelly rounds out the top 10 in points. I said in qualifying right now, David Comstock is the fastest in qualifying, running at 29 point up. Justin Fuller now 29.219. So there's still about 2 minutes left in qualifying, so we're going to kind of let them cycle through and we'll see how the grid shakes up with this remaining time left.
Very important, Gael, tonight to get a good starting position, especially here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As the run goes on, it gets harder and harder to pass here. So all these guys really putting everything out on the table here in qualifying to do the best they can to start up as high as they can in this field.
Yes, and actually, I apologize. I forgot to do introductions as well. So again, my name is Guile Brooks. As I am joined here with Ben Kilcrease as well as our fearless leader in the van, Aaron Grosskopf, and we might be able to do a announcing swap. We'll see how that goes. I'll say appreciate you holding down the fort here for the moment, Ben, while John works out some of the computer difficulties.
Absolutely. Good to be here at Charlotte. Good to be here in the Kickass series. Looking forward to dropping the green flag, getting this race underway. It's a tight field so far, so it's going to be a great show here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Always is here in the Kickass Beef Jerky series as Justin Fuller continues to lead qualifying. Watching Chad Coleman, a couple other drivers try and better their times around the speedway. Some maybe surprises up inside the top 15 or so. Steph Marinac back in action this weekend, so good to see him back in the number 15. Looks like he'll start outside front row so far for tonight's event, as long as nobody else knocks him off of that spot. So good to have Marinac back. He's been to victory lane a couple times already this season, and maybe looking to challenge Justin Fuller for another one here tonight.
Yeah, like you mentioned, we have a couple of multiple race winners. To say Byron Daly's won 3 of them so far this season. Daniel Fockingham and Steph Marinac have 2, and then you've got Justin Fuller, Jordan Hightower, and David Comstock have all won 1 race apiece. Yeah, it looks like Justin Fuller is able to hold on to the front row here. So we're going to go ahead and go through the grid here as they start to grid up and make their pace laps. So starting up front is the number 51 Chevrolet of Justin Fuller, and outside row 1 is the 15 of Steph Marinac.
David Comstock gonna hold the inside down on row number 2. Outside of him will be E.J. O'Rourke in the 41.
Starting 5th, you've got Tommy Ryan, and then outside of him, the number 76 of Rick Thompson.
Donnie Leah rolls off inside of row 4 in 7th. Nick Timms gonna roll off 8th outside of him.
And then starting 9th, the Big Cat, Chad Cole, and 10th is the 33 of Ryan Howard. And you'll see the rest of the grid scrolling through their screen as we get things going. I'll see if we can get a chat here at the pulse area. Give me just a second, see if I can pull him up here. Hey, Justin Fuller, this is Guile up in the booth. Want to see if you had a copy, sir?
Yeah, we got you.
It's a nice qualifying lap, about 10th quicker than everybody else. It looks like you got some good short run speed there. Any plans for what you're going to aim for this race? Try to stay up front and lead the pack, or kind of just try to manage tires, or what's your game plan here?
I think it's gonna be really hard to pass, but the tires are gonna be huge as well. So we're gonna just play it out and see what happens here. The setup's pretty tight, especially after a few laps. So we'll just see how it goes. We did a long run in practice, and we weren't very good on the long run. So hopefully, when the sun sets, this track will go through a little bit of a transition, and maybe we'll be running up front at the end.
All right, sounds good. Good luck today. Gonna get going green this time, so I'll let you get settled in, and good luck tonight.
Thank you. Enjoy the race.
All right, there you have it from the pole sitter number 51, Justin Fuller. Like I mentioned, got Steph Marinac on the outside in the 15 car. And he's got some teammates there right behind as well with the 42 and the 41 of David Comstock and EJ O'Rourke. So to see how they manage their tires, and to say fuel should be about a one-stopper if they go green the whole way. So I shouldn't see too much crazy strategy on that front, but I think tires are going to definitely be a key.
Absolutely, and this is a stacked field, stacked top 10 here with Fuller, Marinac, Comstock, O'Rourke, Ryan, top 5 there. Any one of those drivers could win, and anybody from 6th through 10th could win too, and even 11th through 20th on a good day could go well for one of these drivers as well as we get ready to take the green off 4. So here we go, side by side, the field off of turn number 4. Justin Fuller, Steph Marinac, some heavy hitters up front. Pace car down to the safety of pit road, 2 by 2. The green is out. We're underway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And down into turn number 1, Justin Fuller going to lead the field. A good start for he and David Comstock there on that inside line. Marinac already losing 2 positions as they race off of turn 2.
Yeah, it looks like that bottom line is definitely where you want to be. And again, I think we did talk about the teamwork here. I'm sure that's going to play a role in that as well.
So we'll keep an eye on that battle, which is the battle for 3rd right now as they head to the front straightaway. Marinac on the outside, Ryan on the inside. I think this will be one of those situations, Gael, that once the race progresses, that outside line going to become more and more dominant as the tires begin to wear and the cars start to lose grip over the course of a long run.
Yeah, they said it was going to be difficult to pass this. I've done some races here at Charlotte recently, and yeah, I mean, you can get to the bottom of something, but you need the whole track to work your way up. So they're going to have to definitely kind of be careful about that, not to drift up into anybody. So you got Chad Cole and Donnie Leah here looking for positions here in around 7th position. Leah's running the top, Chad Cole's trying to get by him on the bottom, but you'll see right there, Leah's got that little bit of extra run on just from that being able to go all the way to the wall.
Absolutely, so Leah holds off Chad Cole for now, and about all going to be behind them between Timms and Howard, it looks like. They'll race side by side. Howard gets a piece of the wall there off turn 4 in the 33, but still going to be able to power around the outside of Timms down into turn number 1 and 2 to take that 10th position, at least for the time being. He'll hold on to the final spot inside the top 10, trying to chase down Chad Cole and Donnie Leah, Rick Thompson, and EJ O'Rourke all right in front of them. That's a small pack, and then you have Tommy Ryan, Steph Marinac, and David Comstock sort of in their own little gaggle there. And then out in front, it's Justin Fuller by 7/10 of a second. He's open at 8/10 now at the line as he's opened up that lead almost to a full second in the first 5 laps.
Yeah, mentioning his short run speed being a 10th over everybody in qualifying, so it looks like it's definitely continuing. So he's got to be careful not to abuse his tires too much here with the short run speed and then kind of have to sacrifice it on the long run, because I know there's a lot of guys that are really good about saving their tires and making big runs at the end. So hopefully he's not taking too much out of his stuff, and that way he can kind of hold station there. But I'll be curious to see how he fares versus like Comstock and those that might be not going full tilt yet.
One of those best at saving stuff on the long run. Comstock sits 2nd right now. He's had a sour past couple weeks here in the Kickass series, so looking to kind of get that rebounded. Had a good qualifying effort tonight that put him up front. Didn't have to run through the field as he typically does in some cases. That puts him running 2nd right now, and I think he's just biding his time, sort of waiting to see how the race is going to go here in the first opening laps. 110 laps here tonight, so a lot of time to make up a lot of ground here, especially if you lose it early on like he is doing to Fuller right now. Fuller kind of running away with it, but we all know Comstock. He is a long-run superstar, and he's definitely going to start reeling in the 51 here as this run progresses. We're on lap 8 of it now, 8 of 110 here at Charlotte.
Yeah, Sam, looks like you said, things have kind of settled So right on board here with David Comstock in the 42. So he's actually been a little quicker than Fuller these last couple laps. Hasn't made a huge grip. Oh, we got a caution.
Caution going to be out for the first time, and it's Dave Coburn on the back straightaway with Dwayne Vincent involved. And it started with the 28 of Coburn down in
looks like
turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, 28 and the 6 looks like. We'll take a look, see if we can get that loaded up on the replay for you guys here. So I'll take a look here.
6 of Lockhart may have pushed up ever so slightly. And
yeah, I say it looks like almost 2 cars going for the same area. I say the 78 had a really wide apex, but it seemed like he really started to cut in, and the 6 kind of was washing up a little bit. So I don't know if I could really pin that on one person. I'd say that was unfortunate, though. Dwayne Vincent, some of these other guys getting just nowhere to go, getting caught up in it.
Certainly was. So first caution of the night here at Charlotte, and that'll allow these guys to head down the pit road. I'm sure we'll see foreign fuel for a good portion of the field. Maybe some of the drivers mid-pack or so may decide to take 2, try it early on, see how it works out for them.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad strategy to try it now. It's still early, but yeah, I think you'll see a lot of 4 tires, like you said.
So, field down pit road for the first time. Lap 9, now going to lap 10, so just over 100 to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll take our first commercial break. You won't miss the pit stops. They'll be on corner to corner. We'll be back.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Arsenic, rat poison.
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
My doctor calls me and says, Chris, I have the results of your scan. This is saying you have lung cancer. And that was probably the single most shocking thing anyone's ever told me in my life.
How can I have lung cancer? I'm 39. How can I have lung cancer? I do kick myself almost daily for ever starting smoking. I really do.
Quit your way. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
And welcome back, sim racing fans. This is John Mushton Jr. taking over for Ben Kilcrease, who is under the weather tonight. And I was not under the weather. I was just trying to get my computer to cooperate. So we're here, and we're awesome, and we're good to go. And you already know Gael Brooks is in here. Also say hello to Sean Yoder. Sean, you there, buddy? Okay, Okay, Sean's not here yet. He's just kind of ghosting us back there. So anyway, that was our first caution, lap 9. Involved the car of Dave Coburn. I think Dwayne Vincent got involved in that. Lights are on the pace car. Gael, I heard you guys talking before I came in. I've done some practice laps myself, but the setup, it's awfully tight. I would have been very surprised to see anybody take 2 tires.
Yeah, I think Brian Chambliss may have taken 2 tires, and then noticed he was the only one that did it, so he decided, you know what, I'm going to hop back in and get the other set on here, so I don't want to be the one guy out there on it. So that puts Fuller back up in front. And yeah, they definitely said it was a bit on the tight side and tough to pass. So, but they did mention that tire preservation is going to be a big factor here.
And like you guys covered already, we know we got one guy in the field, Dave Comstock, who is an expert at saving those tires. Well, here we go, folks. Cars are running through 3 and 4 now. Lights are on the pace car, stacked up 2 by 2, and take that green flag. And hopefully somebody's got something for Justin Fuller, Gael. He's been kind of dominating these races the last 3 weeks here.
Yeah, he's been really quick. I say if we get long runs in, that might be where you see something happen.
Yep, here we go, folks. Pace car is off. Fuller brings him down to the start box, and there goes the green flag. He gets a nice start. It looked to me almost like the, who was that, the 6 car, the 15 car, excuse me, slid his tires a little bit there on the start.
Yeah, so it's just really tough to get that reaction time, and then yeah, so you try to mat it, and then maybe the car doesn't really want to jump in as quick as you'd like it to there. But yeah, another good start by Fuller here. Gets a couple car lengths on Tommy Ryan, so see if he's able to pull that gap like he was last time.
Well, Ryan's got his hands full right now with Dave Comstock back there in 3rd place in the 42. Dave's kind of all over the bumper of Ryan. In the meantime, back here for, it looks like 6th and 7th, we got a pretty good battle going on also between, looks like Chad Cole down there in that Valvoline 82, and just behind him, O'Rourke in the 41.
Yeah, Chad's really sending in early. I say usually he's one to kind of take it easy, but I think we talked about it's so hard to pass. He's going to try to take advantage of as much as he can now. But the problem is, though, you got to really clear that guy mid corner to be able to slide up and get that.
Just like he did right there, yeah. Oh, we got a car spin on the back stretch. I mean, front stretch there.
A bunch of them.
Yeah, it's going to be Brian Macklin in the 30 car. Comes off of 4 there, and he was sideways when he came off. We'll pull a replay up for you folks, but it looked like maybe almost like internet net code there, the 06. And here's the replay. We'll take a look at this thing. Yeah, I don't know. Did they get into each other? Nope,
yeah.
That's net code on my screen, man. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so that took out a lot of good cars.
It really did. Daly was there, but I mean they didn't touch. But when he checked up, Denayer got in the back of him, and I mean they're in front of a whole pack of cars right there, so it was bound to catch a few folks up. And so we go right back to caution on lap 15. And I tell you what, I don't think this is bothering Fuller at all.
No, like I say, I mean, he was definitely stout on the short runs there, and yeah, so this will definitely help his cause. I don't think we'll see too many takers on the pits for this one, but yeah, that's a shame. There's a lot of cars involved in there. I said I'm trying to go through and see who all got caught up in that.
The list is going to be long because it was in front of a whole bunch of folks, but you know, we got a full field of cars here. 35 that started this race. I believe Fred Thompson and Dwayne Vincent are only 2 that dropped out so far. So we still have 33 cars on track and 31 of those cars on the lead lap at the moment.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Byron Daly. I say that's going to be a rough one for his evening tonight, just with all that damage that he got caught up in that one. I say he does have a pretty nice points cushion, so he's going to kind of use a little bit of that to offset what he had, but so I'm sure he would have liked to hang on to it as much as he could.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is some discussion going on in the server right now between the 06 and the 30 of Byron Daly and Macklin there, but I mean, they probably haven't had a chance to look at the replay just yet, so they're not real sure what happened. But I mean, you know, that unfortunately is part of iRacing, is netcode. It happened to me a couple times this week. But you know, back to the setup issue and when to pass people. I did notice in the couple races I ran this week that, like you said, you've really got to time it perfectly. Basically, just use as much of a draft as you can to get it right up on the bumper of that car going into the turn, and just send it and hope that you can clear him before middle of the turn, or you're just not going to complete that pass. And the longer we go on green, the harder that passing is going to get. I'm I'm not going to be surprised, Gael, if we see some bumpers applied later on just to make some passes.
Yeah, I was saying maybe these guys are showing how realistic this simulation is. I say we had some tempers flare at the end of the All-Star race last night, so I say maybe they're having their little discussion.
No.
Hopefully no fist swinging through the computer screens or anything, but hey.
Well, you know, I was a little in that category myself past Wednesday, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, folks, don't forget that you can find us on 3 separate platforms. We call that our triple threat of broadcasting. That's YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Just search the Sim Racing Network. Give a like and a follow to us, and you'll get notifications of when we go live, and you can watch all the exciting racing we have every week. We have the Cup Series on Monday nights for the Sim500. That's the Trans Service Cup Series. Tonight's race is the Kickass Beef Jerky Xfinity Series on Sunday nights. Wednesday nights, the WCR Parts Truck Series, which I am actually a racer in, so I do a whole lot of broadcasting for that. So make sure you get yourself set up with the notifications on that. And I believe the lights are off on our pace car, are they not?
No, still on right now. So I figure I'd take advantage of that. Say comment on a few of our big movers so far. The number 33 of Ryan Howard's up to 5th from 10th. Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention Doug, our pace car driver. I say he's been deemed Doug. I say I wasn't aware of this prior to.
You didn't hear all that last week. I kept calling Don Doug. Oops.
Well, I'll say Doug's going to turn the lights off on the pace car this time by, I believe. But yeah, so Ryan Howard from 10th to 5th already. Jimmy North from 16th to 11th, and then Daniel Falkingham from 28th to 16th. So those are kind of the bigger movers at the moment.
Wow, Falkingham, I'm really surprised to see him back this far, but I think this new package has really thrown him for a loop at these mile and a half that he used to be so dominant on. But here we go. The lights are off for the pace car, Gael, and once again, Fuller's out front with Ryan in second, Comstock third, Steph Marinac showing up there in fourth, Ryan Howard, as you pointed out, fifth, Chad Cole sixth, E.J. O'Rourke seventh, Donnie Leah eighth, Nick Tens ninth, and Ricky Thompson right there. That's your top 10, folks. Rest of the field will scroll down on the bottom of the screen there. And we're coming around the backstretch here. We're going to be going green here shortly, Gael. What do you think? We're going to see some more, hogging the high line and hugging the low line on the turns.
Yeah, I think they're going to be trying to fight to keep that track position. And like you said, I mean, you got to really hold that bottom in the turns ideally. But the problem is you got to have that full exit off too. So yeah, I think you're going to see some guys fighting for that track position, find kind of where they want to be. And then, yeah, just hope that they can hang on to it once they get a couple laps under their belts.
Well, one thing I did notice was as the race went on this week in the official races, that high line, you were able to really maneuver yourself up there a lot easier. But there goes the pace car. And here we go. Back to green flag racing. Fuller gets a pretty decent start this time. Comstock keeps up with him down there on the inside line. So he's probably going to sneak past Ryan here, going down on 1 and 2 and take that second spot away. So slide Tommy Ryan back to third. And behind them, we've got pretty much 2x2 stacked up fourth all the way back to 8th.
Yeah, it was a really good. It seems like you can get usually a better start from second than you can from third, from third than you can from second, depending on where the leader was. I'm saying, just did notice right now, it looks like Byron Daly is actually going to step out. Like, too much damage on his car, so he's going to wind up 33rd, it looks like, tonight. So, yeah, that's going to put a big dent in his points lead.
Huge damage to his points lead. And we've still got a long way to go in this series. In the meantime, up front, they have single filed out themselves all the way back to the field, about 10th place. And as I was saying, though, before the green flag went, I did notice that there was some outside passing this week. It goes green long enough, but you really got to take care of those tires. As we talked about with Comstock being pretty good at that. It doesn't look to me like he's doing a whole lot of tire taking care of right now, as he's hugging the bumper right there. Fuller coming down to the tri-oval. In the meantime, behind him, Tommy Ryan's got his hands full with the 33 car that you talked about earlier. Ryan Howard, he's trying to make a bid for that third spot. Meantime, down there on the inside is that 15 car. He's coming up in there trying to make a bid. That's Steph Marinac right there. He's trying to make his part of himself part of the fight right there for third spot. Meantime, Comstock and Fuller are loving this. They look up and they see these guys fighting back here. They're going to kind of gap themselves between the rest of the field.
That was a really nice move there by Ryan Howard, getting around up top there. Say, when we talked about the top group coming in a little later on, I say he's working it now. Say, even right now, it looks like he's going to try to get a pretty big arc there in 1 and 2. I was trying to see if he was going to go right back to the bottom immediately or stick with that top line there. But yeah, I mean, he's now up to 3rd after starting 10th, so that's a really good start of the race for him here.
Absolutely. And as for temperatures, folks, we started this race off around 83 degrees, I believe it was. It's now down to 79. And the more that comes down, the better the grip of the track's going to be. And happy drivers like a lot of grip there on the track. Helps them maneuver that car around, especially when the tires start giving up on them. So in the meantime, we still got a pretty good fight going on back here. Let's see, where is that? That's Rick Thompson there in that 76 car. He's kind of got his hands full down on the inside there with the on the outside, excuse me, with the 18 car of Donnie Leah, that bright orange Tide ride he's got going on there. It's a good looking car.
Yes, and that's the tricky part for Rick Thompson. Is you still want to try to get that position, but yeah, it's so hard to keep the bottom and not let it wash up like you can see it trying to do there. And that's what happened, I think, in Green 4 as well with Byron Daly. It tries to wash up a little bit. So as soon as he got the chance there, he squeezed back up to try to get that momentum back. But so then
and here comes the
Nick
17
Timms
down on the inside. Yeah, Nick Timms is making his bid for that spot. That's going to be a fight for 10th spot, right? Oh wow, Thames, almost washed up into the wall right there. So like you said, that thing is that setup is so tight on the Xfinity car at this track that it's really difficult to not wash up as you exit the turn, especially when you're on full throttle. In the meantime, we're on board with Nick Timms in that 17 car back there in 10th place. Just kind of biding his time now, I'm pretty sure to let those tires cool off a little bit, and hopefully maybe make that pass later on. In the meantime, up in front of them, it looks like Chad Cole and EJ O'Rourke are going to swap spots there. I almost said swap spit. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's been working. I think it's been on the restarts. Chad got by EJ on that first restart, then EJ got back by on the second restart. So they've been pretty much running together this whole time. So I don't know if it's on my end or not, but I see a little bit of damage on the 82. So I don't know if that's just from my replay or if that's actually something he got into the back of somebody earlier on. So
yeah, I'm showing the same thing. A little bit of damage on the nose of that car, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him speed-wise. I mean, he's still laying down some pretty good lap times
front
there
stretch
in 7th
got
place.
some smoke.
Yeah, we got somebody that looks like they got a little out of shape back there. Let's see who that was real quick.
I think it was the 4 and the 12.
12 of Scott Simley came down through the tri-oval there, sideways. And you're right, he got into the 4 of the Bob Gillenwater there. And just, I guess Gillenwater expected him to not be there. I don't know. There's 2 cars fighting for one spot. You see right there on the replay. And both those guys get a little bit of damage there, but I was going to say before that happened, look up front, man. Fuller has stepped out to almost a half a second lead, and Comstock's got about 4/10 on Ryan Howard, and then it's a nice little leisure gap right there between our top 3, so not a whole lot of fencing and slicing and dicing going on right now.
Yeah, but I think the tire difference is starting to come into play because these last 2 laps, though, Comstock's been about 1/10 of a second faster than Fuller. So I think, like we mentioned, Fuller has that short run speed, but we know Comstock's really good on the longer runs more often than not. So it looks like we have 3 wide here. Oh my goodness.
We do. Ooh, and they're beating and banging back there, coming off of 4. Coming off of 2.
The 82 and the 15
Chad
and
Cole.
the 18.
Good Lord, his car is looking
yeah, that was a bit
pinball.
of a pinball action there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, it looked like, it looked like he went to pass 15 of Marinac, who got up in the wall a little bit there. At the same time that Leah came down to pass him, and they were 3 wide coming off 2, which didn't work out too well for Leah or for Chad Cole in that 82. They both got damage. Cole to the left front, Leah to the right front, and that may actually affect them later on as we see that Cole is really starting to give up some ground now. There goes a 15 back by him. Leah's still down there digging on the inside, trying to take that spot away from, let's see, that's Rick Thompson, in the 76. And, it's Charlotte. It's not Bristol. We shouldn't be banging into each other like this, but here they are really just swapping paint left and right.
Yeah, so that was just a bad deal there where, it looked like Steph got into the wall a little bit.
Oh, we got a fight for the lead. Sorry, guy, I didn't mean to break in on you there, but coming off of 2 now, Comstock had a great run coming off of 2 and went to dive down and take the lead from Fuller. Didn't quite pull it off. Fuller still has that lead, about a lane up off the line there in 3 and 4 coming through the tri-oval right now. But look at this. I'm telling you, Comstock's got his sights set on that lead right there.
Yeah, so he's been slowly working his way up there, and yeah, sure enough, it looks like he's He's going to try to make it happen. Here's looking, let's say Fuller's running the kind of that middle line. Comstock's right on that white line at the very bottom. I guess blue line now with the new reconfiguration for the Roval. But yeah, he's right there. But now it's going to be the harder part of getting it to trying to get by him.
And we've got a car stopped on the apron. I don't know if that guy's going to be able to get around to the pit area there. If he might end up bringing out a caution. And we got another, man, we got banged up cars everywhere on track right now.
Yeah, it was the 30 of Brian Macklin. Like his motor just gave up. He said that was enough for me. So yeah, he's still trying to coast his way.
It looks like he's going to make it into the pits, but barely. He's off the racing service, so it probably will not bring out the caution flag. But that's a shame. I mean, that's that's a banged up car right there. But he probably, I've noticed that if you don't get in and get your damage fixed, your odds of blowing up later on are much, much higher.
Yeah, I say Comstock's right now working any way he can go. So now you see Fuller on the bottom. Comstock's running kind of middle top, trying to find that momentum now, I think, to try to get by Fuller. And it's like they talked about, it's hard to pass.
Shot his load, though, to be honest with you. He probably overheated those tires the first 2 or 3 times he tried to make that pass on the inside. And as I said, I look at that. He pulls right up on that back bumper of Fuller. I've noticed these two are both trying to use that line down there on the inside of the turn to help turn the car a little bit. They'll get the left front just below that line on the apron there, trying to help turn that car just a little bit. Watch, here goes Comstock. And see how he does that? He just dipped that left front just a little bit down on that line there to help turn that car a little bit better.
Yeah, I was saying that's a dangerous game you play. You get it just that little bit too low. I say kind of my go-to is apron bad, and I say
look,
Fuller's
careful. Trying it too now. But here we go. Comstock got a good exit off of 4 right there. Pulls up alongside him, coming down through the tri-oval. Down low, he's going to make a bid for that lead, going down to the 1. Fuller is going to let him go. He's going to let him go right on by and maybe just try to come back and give him a nudge on the bumper right there. Looks like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
right
that's
on
really
at
close.
6. Look at that. Man. So we have a new leader, Dave Comstock, to the front with a pretty aggressive move coming off turn 4 down through the tri-oval. But Fuller's not giving up just yet. He's right there on the back door of Comstock, having thoughts of maybe trying the same maneuver that Comstock used to get his lead back.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see now how his car responds now with the dirty air, or if maybe the draft is enough to kind of keep him right on him and try to return the favor almost. And say Ryan Howard's in a pretty nice and calm position there in 3rd. He's got a nice little, I mean, not ideal, obviously he'd rather be right up there fighting for the lead, but he's got a pretty good gap in front and a gap behind, about 1.5 seconds it looks like. So
he's kind
Sunday
of drive
for him. I'd say he's on his own little race at the moment.
That's kind of a good spot to be, though. You don't have to really wear your tires out defending from anybody behind you. You can just kind of watch 2 guys up in front of you duke it out and watch them wear their tires out, which is pretty much exactly what's happening right now. We've got Fuller still right there in the tire tracks of Comstock trying to get his lead back. Ooh, I saw a little bit of wiggle there off of Comstock. His hands would look like they were swatting bees down there, come off 2 that time by. But we're just at that point in the run there, Gael, where we should start seeing some slickening, if you will, some loosening up of the cars with these tires.
Yeah, so this is definitely the longest run they've had so far tonight. It's I think it's about 25 or so laps on this run. Obviously, there's that quick yellow, so they didn't pit again afterwards.
It's been 20 laps since they went to green.
Okay, yeah, so there you go. 20 lap run there, and then say that last time by Comstock was about 1.5 tenths or so over Fuller lap time wise. So say he's running 30.9s while the rest of the field's in 31.1. So he put down a really good lap right there.
He's just amazingly smooth. I hate the guys sometimes, to be honest with you. But
isn't it fun when they make it look easy?
No, it's not. It makes me feel stupid. But anyway, so we're going to breeze back through the field here. We got Moe's Southwest Grill sponsored Mustang of Ryan Howard in 3rd. Like we said, kind of just got his own little thing going on there. But back here, we got kind of a gaggle of cars. We got Tommy Ryan passing on the outside on Steph Marinac in that 15 car to move Ryan up to 4th place. But look at this. Boom, back down the outside goes Steph Marinac to try and take that spot back, and he's going to do it. I think Ryan went into that turn 3 there just a little too hard. So we got quite a little gaggle of cars back here. We got Marinac, like I said, you got Ryan right there in the 99 car. You got Coleman back here in the 20 car. And look who's coming. Daniel Falkingham. We were just talking about him. He was 16th in that last restart and worked his way up to 8th right now, trying to take away that 7th spot from Rick Thompson on the outside right there. I don't think Rick's going to have much to say about that here shortly. And there he goes. There goes Fall Cam down the inside, of 3 and 4, and he's going to pull right up alongside of Thompson, that 76 on the outside, then swing down low.
Yes. Oh, close in the trial.
Almost a little contact, and look at this big checkup we've got right here. Not really sure what happened there. Looked like Coleman had to just check it up a little bit to the end of the wall. And we've got, let's see here. Oh man! Oh, look at that! Wow, a little bit more of a near contact by the 39 and the 76 there. And this is just a hell of a good fight going on back here for, the top 10 positions we've got.
Yeah, so I think Falcam's a little quicker. Just the problem is right now, these guys are all nose to tail up top, so he can't ever slide to the top of the top group to get that full exit speed, unless he clears all 3 of them, which he's trying to do. He's got 1 more to go, and then he's going to have some clear sailing for a little bit.
It's possible he saved enough of his tires there to help him out. But what I'm noticing is he's got some splitter damage on the left front. So his gap on that left front is a little bit higher than he would probably want it to be. So he's probably just a little tight right there, a little tighter than everybody else. But he seems to be making it work for him. Look at that. Look how high the ride height is in that car.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good point. It does seem like it's sitting up higher than the others, but I don't know if that's just one of those things, eye tricks or what. But look at that. Completes the pass up to 5th now, starting 28th. That's a really good run, I'll say. So he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
shit.
Look at Coleman just sending it in there, man. Holy crap. I mean, he's sitting there hard, too. He pulls up alongside Ryan. I'm not real sure if he's going to make that pass, though, because he lost a lot of his momentum right there coming off before, trying not to wash up. And like I said, but look at this. Going to send it back down into 1 on the inside. This is a great fight we've got going on here for 6th and 7th, and then 8th and 9th are right behind him. And, wow, Coleman pulls the pass off, so move Coleman up to 6th, Ryan back to 7th. Meantime, up front, it's still the Dave Comstock show, and he's almost got a full second lead over Justin Fuller.
Yeah, so I think now that he kind of shook Fuller off a little bit from his tail, now he's able to make some time happen here. I say looking at lap times, let's say they actually are pretty much the same laps last time by like a couple thousandths of a difference. But actually it was Ryan Howard actually was the quickest car. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Daniel Falkingham actually a 1/10 of a second faster than Comstock. So, say if he can keep that pace up, he'll be on his way up there shortly.
Well, folks, we started this race with 35 cars. We right now have 28 still on the lead lap, and we have 30 of them still on track. John Wilco is still on track, but he's several laps down with a damaged vehicle. Dan Denayer has retired, Brian Macklin has retired, Byron Daly has retired, Dwayne Vincent and Fred Thompson have all pulled their vehicles behind the garage with race damage. Wait, I take that back. Did Macklin retire? Yeah, he did. He had that motor expire on him.
Yeah, no, unfortunately for him. Yeah, so I took a look to see what happened to John Wilco, and it was in that wreck with the 06 and the 30, and just 30 went through the grass and kind of came right back up on track, and just John had nowhere to go, unfortunately for him. I say he's one of the guys I like racing with. It'd just be nice to see him get some breaks here.
Well, we all have to get a break every once in a while, but I tell you what, I'm looking at these lap times here. When they went back to green after that last caution, Comstock's first lap full power in the green was a 29.5. Last time by was a 31.3. So that's almost 2 full seconds in 28 laps. So we should be seeing a lot of fall off here. Look at that. I just realized how far back the 3rd place car of Ryan Howard has fallen to our leader, almost 2.5 seconds back.
Yeah, no, so the front two have definitely been kind of putting on a torrid pace here. I think I think I missed it there. It looks like Daniel Falkingham's actually gotten by Steph Marinak, so he's up to 4th now. So he's working on his way back up to the front here. But yeah, I'm curious to see if for pit strategies, because I think the pit window might be opening in about 5 or so laps. So I'm curious to see if people are going to try to short pit and take advantage of the new tires, or if they're going to wait kind of until their fuel runs all the way empty to avoid that risk of getting caught by a untimely caution.
Well, Casey Campbell came down pit road. I'm not real sure if that was intentional or if he had some damage he needed to get fixed, but I did see him coming off of pit lane just now. So we now have 27 cars on the lead lap, and I believe that's going to put him 3 laps down if I'm not mistaken. But if I know Comstock and Fuller, those two are probably going to try and milk this thing all the way to the end of the fuel tank.
Yeah, so it seems like more often than not that's the way to do it. It's like actually now you got Marinak all over the back of Falkingham, and then you got Casey Campbell, those fresh tires, who does have a little bit of damage, but he's like, I am faster than you guys. But although it looks like he has a bit of a connection problem here.
Yeah. That's not nerve-wracking at all. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but I was going to say something really important, and then I forgot what it was.
Or was it important then?
That's a good point.
But yeah, it looks like wow. Yeah, that last lap by Comstock is 0.4 of a second faster than Fuller. So yeah, and as I say, our guy down at the truck said we've got an extra voice here as well. We've got Sean Yoder, who's joined us as well tonight.
Yodelay. Where you at, Yoder?
That is incredibly original. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
We got you, buddy.
That's perfect. I'm glad. I'm glad I ran up here, man. Y'all called me in a panic, so I hopped in the car and ran up to the lab and jumped on the mic and got everything configured. And I've been testing all kinds of things up here. So my sound system was so far out of whack, it took me about 15 minutes to get everything set up so I could actually hop on the mic with you guys. So
well, you
thanks for
sound
having me on tonight, y'all.
You sound beautimous.
Not really. I mean, I appreciate that, but I don't believe it.
Well, folks, we're going to take a really quick commercial time out. We're going to keep it on corner to corner for you so you don't miss a lick of the action. When we come back, we should have some green flag pit stops by our leaders going down. And we're just going to do a real quick break and catch our breath and let Sean get squared away here. And we'll be right back. Stay tuned to the Sim Racing Network. Corner to corner coming at you.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Isn't arsenic rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
My doctor calls me and says, Chris, I have the results of your scan. This is saying you have lung cancer. And that was probably the single most shocking thing anyone's ever told me in my life.
How can I have lung cancer? I'm 39. How can I have lung cancer? I do kick myself almost daily for ever starting smoking. I really do.
Quit your way. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
And here we are, Sim Racing Network, coming at you live, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Sean Yoder, are you there, Sean?
I'm here. I'm here in Birmingham, Alabama, while we're watching a race in Charlotte and talking about it from places all over North America. Pretty awesome how we can do that.
Birmingham, huh?
Birmingham.
I've been to Birmingham.
I'm in Birmingham.
Birmingham.
I went Beatles on you.
Sorry, folks.
We got the number 42 car running up front.
Oh, that's pretty good actually there.
It's not too
Mr.
bad.
Lennon, sir. Yeah, Comstock's making a pretty good run here, man. I have noticed that as he gets into traffic, though, he doesn't really have a hard time getting around them. If that makes any sense.
Comstock is amazing.
He really
All
is.
those
He makes
guys
us
right
look
now
so
running up
easy.
front are really good at what they do. Comstock, once he gets up front, he's tough to catch, man. I mean, I'm watching him putting a 10th or 2 a lap on Fuller right now.
Yeah. And they've been at it for let me see here. Lap 20 on the way back to green. So here we are, lap 41 laps. And I mean, his fall off's not too bad.
Yeah, so we just got our first takers here in the pits. I'll say Steph Marinac and Chad Coleman just popped in this time. So see if that kind of opens up the floodgates of pit stops here.
Well, we talked about this pre-race, well, sort of anyway, that this is before my technical issues reared their ugly heads, but their pit window is between 55 and 58 laps, I think somebody told me. So they can go the rest of the way from here on out on fuel. So if this goes green the rest of the way, that's what Comstock, that's his MO. He usually tries to milk this thing out as long as he can until he's absolutely certain he can go the rest of the way on fuel. So I would not be surprised to see him in the pits here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think that's what those what Coleman and Marinac were trying to do there. Just pit a little early, get those slightly fresher tires, take advantage of those fresher tires and try to gain a couple seconds on the leaders there, and maybe gain a few spots through the pit cycles, because we know again it's pretty tough to pass here. So I'm thinking that might be kind of the game plan. But then of course you just have to hope you don't get caught a lap down.
Yeah, that's usually a pretty bad thing to happen with these guys. Because when they go green for a long time. If you get caught a lap down, then you're just pretty much screwed at that point. But, well, let me ask you two guys this question here. Xfinity Series is so much tighter setup-wise than what we've seen the last few weeks with the Cup cars. What do you think we'll see tomorrow night in that the Cup race? You think it'll be anything like what we saw with the All-Star race Saturday night?
I think it will. Actually.
Silence.
Yeah. Say
crickets.
Don't want to step on each other's toes here, but no, I think it's gonna be pretty crazy. I say if they can get the long green runs, though, I think it will spread out, kind of like it has here. But yeah, those first 5-10 laps though are just, it's gonna be probably a lot of 3 wide action, and it's gonna be exciting.
I would.
Sean, what's your input on that?
3 wide at Charlotte is. I just jumped back in the field a little bit to Jordan Hightower, and as soon as I jumped back to see what's going on in 10th spot, there were 3 wide. This is the track to do it. It's plenty wide. There's plenty of banking. You can actually get in there and drive it in deep in the corners. So, I mean, the Xfinity, we're seeing them strung out pretty good tonight. But tomorrow night, and Cup, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of 2x2 and or 2 side by side and 3 by 3. I'm eventually going to be able to speak tonight. Side by side, 3 wide. Hell, they could go 6 wide. Why not? Let's just do that.
And that would be awesome. I'll tell you what, Comstock is now on pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Fuller, so we should probably be seeing Fuller here pretty soon. But back to what we were talking about, I'm sure we all noticed this, but the Kansas race last week for the Cup guys was remarkably similar to what we saw in real life. I mean, they really, they were doing 5-6 wide coming down to the tri-oval. Great racing, so I'm really hoping that we see the same thing tomorrow night with the Cup race. But we're here for the Xfinity race tonight, and man, we've got a green flag run going right now that's 45 laps in the making.
Yeah, I love green flag racing, man. I can't stand to see caution after caution after caution, and this is fun to watch. I like watching green flag pit stops play out and watch how that strategy works with everybody. It's just it's cool to see, and it's a testament to how these guys can drive. These guys get out there and they just go after it, and it's cool to see them running green as long as they've been running right now. And I'm going to stop talking about it because I don't want to jinx them, and we're going to yell. So I'm going to stop right there.
Well, right now Comstock is the second car 1 lap down. Marinac being the first car who's in the position for Lucky Dog if anything happens, but it's not going to, because we're not going to jinx them like that. But anyway, back up front, Fuller, he's still out there. He's clocking them at 31.5 right now for a lap time. Now we're going to compare that to Comstock, who's been out on track now for 2 laps with his brand spanking new tires. Here's his first lap by under full speed, and it's a 29.8. So that is a huge difference right now in speed between the leader, Justin Fuller, and Comstock, who was leading this race prior to his green flag stop.
Yeah, Justin is really he's going to have to bring that car in, and I'm just going to go ahead and say green and black for the win. And I'm done. I'm commentating. I'm not going to pick favorites. But if I had one, for reasons I think everybody knows now.
All right, Gael, who do you want to pick for a winner then?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think he's right though. If it stays green like this, I'm gonna say it's gonna be David Comstock. However, if there's a wrench,
wait, Gael, hold on. He did not pick Comstock. He picked Fuller because, well, why did you pick Fuller again there, Sean?
I think the Nemesis Labs simulation and gaming hardware livery paint job on that car looks really, really good. I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
In case you didn't know, Gael, that's Sean Yoder's business. But anyway, now as we're watching this race unfold, we just saw Marinak unlap himself, so that puts Comstock now in a lucky dog spot. But look at this, Comstock is coming with a full head of steam right there down the backstretch. He's probably going to catch Fuller here going through 3 and 4 once he gets around the lap car that he's got to deal with right there. So I would say Fuller's about to give up any advantage he had by standing there. As we say it right there, he's on pit road. Oh, man. Oh, he came in really hot. I think he got slowed down in time, but I'm sure that he was quite, shall we say, nervous right there, fellas.
Did he get a pit lane speed penalty? Because he came in really hot.
I'm not sure.
He kind of came off the wall, and Comstock was right there, and that was a little tight.
We're going to find out, because if he has to come back in, if he got the penalty, he will be coming back in. This is a green flag pit stop, so as we all know, if you get busted speeding here, you actually have to come back down pit road. It's not into the longest line. So, oops. So that's going to put Rick Thompson up front for now, but Thompson's on his way into pit road. So we're going to let this thing finish, spiraling outward there and get these green flag pit stops done. But if I'm not wrong, that's actually going to put Marinak on the lead when we get done with all these green flag stops.
Yeah,
I'd like to go ahead and compliment Rick Thompson on that brew-through paint job he has on that Mustang. I've spent many a times, or many a dollar, I think, at brew-through in Nag's Head in my youth. They got a lot of my money. That's a cool-looking car, man. That's a very cool-looking car.
It really is. I like the colors on it. So here we are. Fuller's back on track. He did not pit that time by, so I'm guessing he was able to get himself woed down enough, but you got to wonder how much time he lost, though, Comstock and the rest of the gang, with that entry of his into pit road.
This is the first time you guys have had me in the booth for an Xfinity race, and I'm just going through the field right now checking out paint jobs. And Jonathan Lockhart with the Powerpuff Girls, man, are you kidding me? These are cool paint jobs, man.
Oh, we got some good ones in the field. I would like to point out, if we can get our cameraman to focus on the number 14 of Joey Jatina in the Sim500 GWC podcast car. I painted that one, so I'm kind of proud of that one. I like that one.
They're great looking cars.
Yeah, we got a bunch of good looking ones in the field. Joey likes the silver highlights and the shininess of cars. Another one that looks really good is Falkingham's. I like that one. That's I like the color blue that he's got. What's going on with Lockhart? Oh, okay, he just pitted with his powder puff girl.
Yeah,
got a lot of left front damage.
Got a little Powerpuff action going into the pits. I'm looking at Jordan Hightower right now.
That's right. Yeah, he's got damage from that first caution. Sean, don't know if you saw it. We had a couple of nasty ones to start this off with, but it's been long and green so far. And I'll tell you what, man, Comstock just blew by Marinak about a lap and a half ago while we were talking about paint jobs, and he's checked out. He's already got a .834 lead over Marinak.
Is anyone shocked by that at all?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I didn't think so.
I think he's sporting a new paint scheme, isn't he? Can anybody tell me on that one? Is it? Okay. I haven't really looked up close to it, to be honest with you, before tonight, but it looks really good. Back to the paint schemes we go, but he is really stepping out. Marinak's now 1.3 seconds, and that's almost, a full 6 seconds, 6/10, excuse me, a lap that he's stepping out there. Wow.
Yeah, he's flying.
I think Marinak took 2.
He's absolutely flying. Comstock, once he gets up front, is a very tough man to catch, and we're well over halfway through this race. What is it, 110 lap event? We're working lap 79. Actually, we're working lap 80 now. So we're well on our way to being done with this thing. I mean, they're getting it done quickly tonight.
Absolutely, and that's what I love about the Sim500, folks. We've talked about this so many times over the last few months that I've been doing these broadcasts. This is probably a group of some of the best drivers in sim racing you're going to find. Some of these guys have been doing it for a long time. Some of these guys have actually wheeled real-life race cars. Joey Jattina comes to mind. I believe.
Yeah, Donnie Lee, of course.
Sorry, I unplugged my mic there. Yes, Donnie Leah, I'm back. Can y'all hear me okay? Yep, Mark Creighton. Anyway, but like I said, is my mic working? Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, thank you. I didn't get any kind of a response from the other two guys. Gael, you there?
Yes, sir. You got me?
Okay, we got you. But yeah, so like I was saying, the Sim500 folks, these are some of the best in racing. If you feel like you've got what it takes to hang out with these guys and get on track and run with them, stop by sim500.com. Our series is, yes, I did say that. Thank you very much for my English. Our series will be recruiting. Some of them, I think, are recruiting now. I believe the Truck Series is recruiting, and I believe the Xfinity Series is looking for some people. Stop by Sim500 and check it out. Don't forget, we've got the triple threat of broadcasting that you can check us out on. That's YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Just search the simracingnetwork.com. Give us a yell, a like, set up your notifications, and you'll be able to watch guys like Comstock spank the field like he's doing right now. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, he's putting on a clinic, man. I can't tell you you're wrong. He's flying. He's already 2.5 seconds up on Steph. Is it Steph Marinac right now?
Yeah, Marinac. He did pass by Howard.
It's doing nothing but pulling away, man. Ryan Howard's about 2.6 back. It's David It's the David Comstock show right now. He's putting on a clinic.
Howard just passed Marinac for second, so move him up to second. Marinac, I'm pretty sure Marinac must have taken 2 tires in that pit stop for him to make up all the ground that he made up during the green flag runs, because he was running behind the top 10 somewhere. So, you know, I'm pretty sure he took 2, and he's probably paying for it now. But, I mean, it was a good move. It got him a lot of good track position there. But like I said, he's just dropped back to third there. Now, Coleman back there, he snuck into this picture. He was kind of mired mid-pack and back for most of this race. He's up to 4th. Justin Fuller was our leader for a while there, and he's back to 5th. And I've got to think that he lost all that ground due to his rather peculiar and unique entry style into pit road. What do you guys think?
It was a nice slide into the pit lane. I mean, if it was a slide into home plate, he would have been called safe. He came in there a lot hot. There was no doubt about that. And Comstock was running right up behind him. Fuller was out by the wall.
We got contact between Fuller and the 6 car. He spins the 6 car on the backstretch lap car of Jonathan Lockhart. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Sean. I was watching Fuller, you know, as we were talking about him, and he was trying to get around the 6 car of Jonathan Lockhart with his power puffs there on the outside. I don't think Lockhart knew he was up there, and they just made contact, and around Lockhart went. There you go on the replay. You can see that right there, which brings us under caution. As that is not what David Comstock wanted to see.
But that is what the rest of the field wanted to see. Comstock was checking out. Now everybody else gets to bunch up, and they got a little bit of a shot at this thing again.
I am. I'm taking a look. I was trying to figure out what happened to Daniel Falkingham. It looks like he went a lap down, so I think he may have got busted under that green flag pit stop. I'm not sure if speeding or what. He'll be 1 position short of getting that free pass, though. It's going to go to Chris Jabot. But yeah, this is going to definitely help some people out. I think he'll do a wave round for sure. But yeah, this is going to help a lot of cars. Like Chad Cole's had so much damage from earlier, so I think he's going to take advantage of this and get it as much as he can fix and see if he can salvage a good finish.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was an unfortunate turn of events for David Comstock, who pretty much had this race wrapped up. Now, I'm not saying it's over for him by any means. He's a damn fine driver. But what this is going to do is he's going to pack this thing up and give guys like Howard and Marinac a shot to take the lead away from him. And it just depends on how this restart goes for him.
Yeah, it's no longer a Sunday drive for him. He's going to have to earn it a little more.
Just a little bit.
Get up on the wheel and get it done, man. I mean, he was running away. Obviously, the car's working well for him, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that we'll see him do the same thing again. But he has literally – Comstock came off pit lane first, followed by Ryan Howard. Looks like Justin Fuller slotting into 3rd. He picked up a couple spots coming off of pit lane. Not sure who's behind him right now, but we had a little bit of a shuffle there on pit lane.
Yeah, we did. Looks like it's going to be Coleman behind Fuller there. And behind him is going to be Nick Timms moving up. So we'll let this thing trickle around, folks. We'll take another real fast break. Leave it on corner to corner. When we get back, we'll cover the green flag. Restart of this race. We'll also go over who's in the top 10 for you. We'll be right back. Stay tuned to the Sim Racing Network. Corner to corner coming at you.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And welcome back to Sim Racing Network's coverage of the Sunday Night Xfinity Series, Kickass Series here for Sim500. And folks, we've got a little bit of drama going on there, huh, Gael?
Yeah, I'm sure some people are very happy to see that caution, some were not, but I say it's going to definitely put a new spin on things here. Puts Ryan Howard up to second now with even tires and now the track position that he's been needing. So, and then of course getting Fuller's back in the mix as well. We know he's been quick on the short run. Looks like he has a little bit of damage, especially after that contact with the 6. So we'll see how that plays a role in things. But yeah, it's kind of not a new cast of characters, but it's at least bunched them all back up now.
If I'm Comstock, I'm a little bit nervous right now with that 51 behind me. He has shown last couple of weeks that he's not afraid to use his bumper. But also on the outside, the 33 car of Ryan Howard. He's hungry for a win. Has not won yet in this series. So here we go, folks. Lights are off on the pace car. They're stacked up 2 by 2, coming through 3 and 4. Going to be coming off the pit road. Coming off of the track here soon. Sorry. Bleh. Let me try that one more time. Coming off track shortly here will be the pace car. Once he ducks down, the field will be pretty much cleared to go whenever Comstock feels like mashing his gas pedal. And we know that he likes to play a little bit of games with these guys sometimes. And here we go. And they're off. Green flag is out, and there goes Comstock, punches it right there. He's able to gap Fuller and Howard just enough to give himself some room to breathe there. Howard, in the meantime, he's going to have his hands full with Fuller down there on the inside. And we know Fuller, he's got those fresh 4 tires. He is not going to give an inch at all to Ryan Howard on the outside right there. So it looks like we're going to move Fuller up to second place. Ryan Howard with the Moe's Southwest Grill sponsored Mustang back to third. But as I say that, here comes on the outside Ryan Howard trying to power back by through 3 and 4. Not going to be able to do it. Meantime, he's going to have his hands full down there on the inside with Chad Coleman.
Yeah, those tires, everybody's got new tires right now. That low line's going to work for at least the next couple laps. And you don't want to be on the outside right now with a car below you because you'll get darted basically by that car underneath you. And Fuller just proved that, putting Ryan Howard back in third place. Got a little bit of lap traffic going by there. That was unexpected for me.
We had and it's about to get tight back there. We had something happen on the restart there. I believe somebody spun some tires or something because I saw a couple of guys go down through the grass and one guy went down to the pits to avoid it. and the smoke cloud still hanging out right there at the start-finish line. But whatever it was that happened did not give us a yellow, thank goodness. But somebody's losing connection up there. You guys see that?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of blinking going on, and we're less than 20 to go here, man. We're working lap 92 already of 110.
Well, we've got a hell of a fight kind of shaping up here up front, fellas. We got Comstock in the lead, but Fuller is right there on his backside. That did not come out right. He's right there on his bumper, and I'm tell you what, I would not be surprised if we saw some bumpage coming from Fuller right there.
Yeah, this is the kind of Charlotte racing that we're used to. I mean, we got cars all over the track right now. We got them low, we got them high, we got them in the middle. People are all over the place looking for where their car is going to get hooked up and pick up another couple spots. Like I said, less than 20 to go. If you're going to make your move, make it now.
Well, making moves is what Nick Timms is all about. He's trying like hell to get behind the 15 car, Steph Marinac. Steph Marinac, the power's by on the outside off of 4, going down to the tribal into 1. Keeps his 5th place right now, but I tell you what, if we know anything about Nick Timms, he does not give up. In the meantime, up front, though, Fuller still all over, less than 1/10 of a second behind Comstock. He's all over that back bumper, but right behind him is Ryan Howard in that 33. Comstock is not able to gap the field like he was earlier, fellas. Not at all.
No, that green flag pit stop actually set him up for a really, really good run to the finish. He definitely did not want to see that yellow. He's probably right now sitting in the car going, I cannot believe what's happening. He's got to worry about Fuller, but he also has to worry about Howard. He's definitely got to worry about Coleman. I mean, Coleman's come up from 15th. He's running 4th right now, really strong. We've got 6 cars basically that look like they're trying to break away from the rest of the field right now. But if the cars behind 7th back line up and actually start working together, they could become players in this too. And it's going to wind up really fast here. You think we're going to get another yellow before we see the end of this thing, or you think they can actually run clean all the way to the end? That's the question right now.
I would like to see it go clean and see what happens with it, but I'm also watching Fuller right here, and he is doing everything he can, trying to find some way to get just a little bit of extra grip to maintain his momentum, catch up to Comstock, and while doing that, he's allowed Howard to really get up on his bumper, but he's also put a bit of a gap between himself and Comstock in first.
Not shocking to see. I mean, Justin has to try to figure out where that car is going to work best. Comstock knows exactly where he needs to be when he's out front. And I don't know whether Fuller likes to chase or likes to lead. I really don't know, what the preference is there. But I know if I was running this race right now, I'd kind of like to be sitting where Fuller's sitting. He's got plenty of draft. He knows that if Comstock runs out 5 or 6 car lengths in front of him, he can still suck that back up pretty easily, man. It's a lot of draft with these Xfinity cars, and as long as he sits there right now and just saves tires. Was that Ryan Howard in the wall a little bit there?
No, that was Chad Coleman in the wall a little bit there. Or it might have been Howard too, but I was watching Coleman. Yeah, Howard's got some damage now also, so he must have got up in the wall as well. But I was watching this fight back here between Marinac and Chad Coleman for 4th and 5th. Marinac took the spot, but Coleman tried like hell to come back on the outside, take it back, and brush the wall just a little bit. But yeah, I'm seeing now that Ryan Howard's really damaged his car a little bit on that right side and lost a lot of ground to Justin Fuller. But in the meantime, you know who's loving all that is Comstock, because now he's got a .289 second lead over Fuller with 10 to go. Well, I'm sorry, about 11 to go right now.
Yeah, this is getting interesting. I didn't mean to jump into the booth and take the mic away from you, Gael. You got to have some stuff to say about this. This is some exciting racing up front, man. Chime in.
No, you're good. I was keeping an eye on things as well, and like you mentioned, I think the 33 also did get a little bit of that wall off too, and yeah, I think what's happening is he can't find that way around Fuller, because I think he might have a shot at Comstock. I think again we talked about the short run of Fuller versus the long run of Comstock. I think that's what's showing right now is just David's always been so good on these long runs. I think Howard also had that pace as well, but it's just Fuller's a tough person to pass in general. Like So as I kind of joke with maybe a Ryan Newman kind of a thing of Sim500, where it's just, he's not an easy guy to pass.
Say that.
Because I mean, it doesn't matter what position you're going to be going for. It's not easy, and even at this track, it's just not easy. Oh, we got trouble in the back.
Big crash in the back. Wow, a lot of cars involved.
All I saw was smoke and explosions, man. That was big.
I can't wait for the new damage model because that's going to make some of these replays look really interesting.
Hoods flying
Oh,
everywhere.
no, that was
Fenders
Katina.
crumpled up. Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
And Donnie Leah.
Yeah, Leah
So the
came up.
18
I
and
guess
the
he didn't
14.
realize that Joey had such a run going right there, but man, what a huge hit that 14 took. Leah took a couple good hits there. Oh, that's just really unfortunate, man. These guys are wrecking for 10th and 11th, it looked like.
Well, wherever you're at on the track, man, you got to go after it, and they're going after it. And I know this thing's winding down. I mean, there's literally less than 10 left. We're working lap 102 right now under caution, and David Comstock running out front, Justin Fuller running second. What do you think now? Do they come in? Like who peels off?
Oh my
No one
goodness!
peels off. They
Well,
can't
we're
peel
gonna
off, right?
We're gonna go green with 5 to go. So I imagine, just like in real life, Fuller's going to do the opposite of Comstock, and Howard's going to do the opposite of Fuller. And here we go. Let's see. Comstock's aiming down pit road.
They came
he
down.
comes in,
All
and
right.
everybody comes with him. Wow, I am really surprised by this.
I'm
That'll be
blown
2
away by that.
versus
That
4.
was not a long green flag run. I can't believe they all came in like that. I really can't.
Wow, that's crazy. And nobody stayed out to gamble here. I don't think. All these guys that are staying out, I think, are lapped down, trying to get their laps back. But wow. Now, will we see some 2-tire stops, do you think? That's what I'd like to know.
Have to. I would think you have to. There's going to be a handful of people only taking 2.
I think we have one gambler up front. Is the
Howard,
5
2 tires.
of Chris
Fuller, 2
Jabot.
tires. Everybody, 2 tires except Comstock. Oh, no.
Comstock took 4.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
This just got insanely interesting.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
Did
so we got a bunch of
Chris
2
Jabot
tires.
didn't stop?
Yeah, and the number 5, Chris Jabot, he stayed out. So he'll have about
Oh,
15
my
lap old tires, it
goodness.
looks like, somewhere in that range, versus a handful of 2 tires. And then, say you got David in with 4 with, 5-ish laps to go. And again, if there's a quick yellow right off the bat, I mean, this could be a perfect pit strategy
next
for
flag's
Chris.
going to end it, Gael. I mean, we gotta face facts here. We're at 102, going around take 103. When we go back to green, it'll probably be at 105. So next flag is definitely going to end it after this restart. But I tell you what, if this pays off for Gabot, he just took the freaking win. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, that is. It was the right thing to do, I think.
It's
for Chris.
huge.
I can't
huge.
see anything wrong with that call. And
No.
like I said, they didn't run that long on that wasn't a long green flag run. Eventually tonight, right after the race is over, that's when I'm going to get in my cadence down, and I'll actually be able to speak. I don't know what my problem is, but yeah, Chris Cabot, that was perfect strategy. Everybody that took 2 tires, that was 92% perfect strategy. If that makes
All right,
sense.
so we've trickled around. All right, we got everybody in and out of the pits. Comstock went from 1st to 10th.
That's painful.
Yeah, that hurts a lot.
If we watch Comstock run, and if anyone can do it, if anyone can get back up to the front that quickly, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Comstock take 3 or 4 places as soon as the flag flies. But he's got a very tall order when he gets up to the front 5 with Chad Coleman, Ryan Howard running 4th, Steph Marinick, Steph Marinick.
Marinac.
I'm going to get it right eventually. Running 3rd, Justin Fuller in 2nd, and Chris Gabot in that number 5 car running 1st. Once Comstock gets back up there, it's easy to catch. It's not as easy to pass, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, but he's got to do all of that, and I'm guessing about 5 laps, and that's if it stays green. We gotta assume that Gabot's going to do his best not to spin his tires, but they are 15 laps old. Or not 15 laps old. Are they 15 laps old? How old are they?
Yeah, about 15 laps. Yep.
So, yeah. So, I mean, we got to assume that he's at risk of spinning some tires here. Now, also, where does he choose to restart? I mean, you've got Fuller in 2nd place. Do you take the outside line and hope that you can just hold it all the way down going to turn 1 and 2 and maybe put a gap on Fuller? You take the inside line, maybe try and pinch him up, keep him from arcing down and getting a good run through there. What do you do?
Nope, he chose the bottom, so that's what he's going to do.
He did.
But
that's what he did.
I think the bottom is where you want to be. I think even on old tires, he should be able to flat foot 1 and 2 in the 7. It's the shorter way around. His goal is he got to get a really good jump and hopefully be able to get Steph and Fuller start fighting each other for 2nd. I think that's going to be his goal to win. Is they got to start fighting each other so he can kind of sneak away a little bit, and probably a quick yellow is going to be his best opportunity too. One thing I did notice was before that caution came out, he was running about 20th or so, I think, from having some damage or whatever earlier in the race. So, I mean, from running 20th to having a chance at this, I think that's an amazing strategy. I love it.
Absolutely. And you and Yoder and myself all agree on that. And to his benefit, statistically speaking, in iRacing, the guy that starts this race, especially on the inside, he's got the best chance to win on this restart because the guy behind him can go the same time he can go. The guys on the outside have to wait until Fuller figures out, oh, there he goes, so I can go too. So statistically speaking, he's got a great shot at this being down low and having Marinac back there to hopefully get Fuller, fight with Marinac for a spot. Well, here we go, folks. Lights are off the pace car. Doug will be ducking down on the pit road here shortly, and we're going to find out exactly what's going to happen right about now as Chris Cabot comes down. And look at the start that Fuller's going to try and sneak by him, but doesn't do it. And look at this on the outside. Howard trying to sneak by and take away that second spot. He's not going to do that, though. But look at that great start Cabot got. He's got the lead now. They came across the line right there, lap 105. We've got 5.5 laps to get this done in. And, folks, he's getting it done. Marinac's down there on the inside of Fuller for second spot. That's exactly what Cabot wants to see. Right, fellas?
Yeah, Marinac is actually helping Cabot out right now in a big, big way. Fuller's going to try to go by on the outside. Got touched. Fuller's in the wall.
And here we go. Big crash. There goes Comstock. E.J. O'Rourke. Even Marinac's been down there. So Cabot squeaked through all of that, and he might just maintain his lead, and that's probably going to do it, folks. That's probably going to be
Chris
for the win.
Wins it, man. This is insane. Absolutely
Holy
insane.
Smokes. And here, we're going to get the replay up. Here's your replay, folks, of that insanity. It took a lap longer than I thought it would, but it's about what I expected to see. I'm going to be honest with you.
Was it the 15 car that got into Cabot there and pushed him up the track, and that's what got Fuller in the wall? Is that what happened?
Pretty much. Cabot was holding his line. He was doing exactly what he needed to do, holding his line. He didn't leave enough room down low for Marinac to make the move Marinac was going to try and make that he knew Marinac was going to try and make. And, they got into each other, and the 51 got hit, and then he went down and got everybody, and Marinac overcorrected trying to save it. So he went and spin to the infield and came back up on the track. Oh, my goodness, man. The insanity.
Yeah, that's. We don't normally talk about the big one at a smaller track like this, but that was the big one.
That was huge, man. And tell you what, I mean, out of all that, Cabot from 20th, mid-20s, because he got damaged in an earlier wreck, takes the win on a gamble. Great gamble for him. Nick Timms finishes second, and Hightower's, right now is being shown third, but I should probably let scoring settle around because it looks like Howard's going to get back up there in second, and then behind him is going to be the Nick Timms car. But we'll let it trickle around. But, man, what an exciting finish, huh, fellas?
Say, it could be a one-lap shootout. I'm not sure.
Well, if they go to 2 to go, this time by probably, maybe. We'll see. If it's not over, then good Lord have mercy.
If it's not over, it will be
I don't
shortly.
think I got enough blood pressure meds for that.
So how did everything shake out here? We've got Jordan Hightower in third place right now, coming all the way up from 24th to the.
Well, hold on. That's what I was saying. Scoring hasn't really filtered around just
yet.
It
hadn't filtered. Okay.
No. Yeah, visually, I got Howard second, Nick Timms third. But I mean, scoring shows completely opposite. That's iRacing scoring for you, folks. It's not live. It's not updated every second. So we're gonna let them filter around past the start-finish line this time by. And we'll get ourselves a accurate lineup here in a couple of seconds there. Let's see what we got.
Yes, definitely the 5 up front. It looks like it is going to be the 33 Ryan Howard in seconds. Because I was watching, I went back to look see what happened. And so, yeah, he kind of got pinched in the wall and got a lot of momentum lost. However, he never actually fully spun out, so he was able to regain his track position. So I think that's why you saw him driving back
stop,
through.
Basically, yeah. Out of all those cars up front, the only one that's not damaged looks to be Nick Timms. Everybody else looks like they've been through the ringer.
Yeah, Howard looks like he's almost driving a modified now. If you look at him just from the rear end, there's a lot of tire hanging out from the left side.
Yeah, left
rear
is destroyed, man.
It's and I go back and I look at our pretty number 51 Camaro there, and it's there is no corner on that car that's left untouched. the Nemesis Lab body guy this week is going to be working overtime.
Very much so. Well, folks, I think we might actually get ourselves a GWC.
Think so?
What are we at? Let's say we're lap 109. Yeah, it might be a green checker, I'm thinking.
Yep. Literally a green and white, then checkered. Not, green, then white,
exactly.
then checkered.
Yeah, it'll go green at the white flag. So that's going to throw another. I mean, I think at this point, then, Catbird Seed might be Nick Timms.
Timms, I love the guy to death, but he's going to send it down to 1 if we go back to green here.
Absolutely.
He's not even going to lift. I can promise you that.
And I'm looking at that number 5 car right now, really close, and it's not tracking straight at all.
It's not at all tracking straight. So.
Yeah, there's the only car that's tracking straight in the top 10 right now is Nick Timms.
Woo, buddy, this is going to be fun, folks. Buckle in, grab you some oxygen, and get ready because we're about to see one hell of a restart right here. I tell you what, fellas. My goodness, who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, that's going to be a big swing of emotions for Chris with the nerves of a 5-lap shootout to, okay, caution's out. I think I've got this one to.
Exactly.
Oh, crap, I got to do one more restart. So he needs to get the restart of his life because obviously he doesn't have the grip on the tires that these other guys do. However, with a lot of these cars having a lot of damage, possibly engine damage, that also will really help his cause. But he's going to have to really be careful about the 17 of Nick Timms. And he may have actually wanted to start on the top on this one, honestly, to protect that. But
yeah, get the 33 down there in front of Timms. But it's too late now. He's made his bed. He's going to have to sleep in it, folks. Here we go. Coming through 3 and 4 for absolutely the final time tonight with a bunch of damaged cars up front, basically. We got Chris Cabot in first, Ryan Howard at 33 out there in second. Look at Tommy Ryan's car up there in the high line in 4th place. He's all banged up. Like I said, the only one in the top 5 that doesn't have any damage at all is Nick Timms in that 17 back there. And here we go. Pace car will be ducking off. Doug, do your thing one more time, buddy. Get out of our way and let us get this thing finished up. And here we go. There goes our pace car off the track. And Chris is going to do everything he can right here not to spin his tires and get a decent start, and he gets a great start right there, as does Howard, and Tommy Ryan pushing Howard. And look at that start that Cabot's got in the 5 car. Folks, that's exactly what he wants to see right there. He wants to see a big, huge gap between himself and second place for the absolute last time around this track through 1 and 2. You've got Cabot in the 5 car leading the pack. He's got the undamaged car of 17, but I don't think Nick Timms has enough time.
They're spinning in the back and bouncing off walls right now.
We got a wreck in the back, but it's over right here.
Close in 3 and 4.
Look at this. Oh, no. Look at this. 4 tires versus 2. Oh, they're going to get into each other. And there's Nick Timms down pit road. Oh, man. Oh, no.
And they're wrecking the tribal other people behind, too.
Wow, what a race. What a finish. Cabot still pulls off the win. But, hey, I mean, it was like he's a statue. I mean, that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like Nick Timms hit a wall right there when he hit the 5 car. And, I mean, that was not an intentional wreck by any means from Chris Cabot. He was where he just needed to be, but the 17, as you see right here, washed up into him. And it looked like he just bounced off a concrete wall and went flying down pit road, man. I mean, not pit road, but down to the roval there. And in the meantime, behind those guys back here for, it looks like 8th, 9th, and 10th, and 6th, Rick Thompson was spinning sideways. You had the 22 of Hightower getting spun out there. Man, what a finish, fellas, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call Chris Cabot the AI. I don't even know how to explain this. It was like console AI that you cannot possibly spin out there. I don't understand how he held on to that car. Maybe it was bent in such a way that when he got hit, it wouldn't spin. I don't know, man. That's superhuman. That car should have been in the wall along with Timms.
It looked like Timms bounced off a concrete wall. That's the only way I can explain what that looked like to me. I mean, I fully expected the both of them to be spinning.
Nope, this one's mine, y'all.
I'm saying he gave him a freaking invisible stiff arm there. You know what I mean?
He really did. Well, he really did. That was one heck of a last 10 laps, y'all. I'm glad I came up here.
Well, race fans, stay tuned. We're going to do some interviews when we get back. We're going to take a quick break, leave it on corner to corner so you can watch these amazing burnouts that, well, he's already done with that. But we're going to take just a really quick break. When we come back, we'll have some interviews for you. And we'll wrap this thing up pretty quickly so we can all get to bed. But, man, wow. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Sim Racing Network.
Watson. Let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they use in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
My doctor calls me and says, Chris, I have the results of your scan. This is saying you have lung cancer. And that was probably the single most shocking thing anyone's ever told me in my life.
How can I have lung cancer? I'm 39. How can I have lung cancer? I do kick myself almost daily for ever starting smoking. I really do.
Quit your way. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
And welcome back, Sim Racing fans, to the Sim Racing Network's presentation of the Sim500 Sunday Night Kick-Ass Beef Jerky Xfinity Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, where we have concluded probably one of the best damn races I think I've seen in a long time. Gael, Sean, can I get an amen?
Amen.
That was something.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, we saw everything tonight. We saw drama, comedy, pain, suffering, tears, laughter. We saw it all with this race. And if I'm not mistaken, my friend Gael, you have caught up with our third place driver of Chad Coleman.
Yes,
Or not.
I got here. Oh, no.
You got him?
Yep, sorry about that. Yes, I got caught up here with the number 20 Chevrolet Camaro of Chad Coleman. Well, that's a pretty eventful ending of the race. As I went green there for the most part early on, then kind of all hell broke loose as they take us through your night.
Yeah, that was wild. To begin with, we started off in qualifying and we sucked. Well, I sucked. And so we started, towards the middle, went to try to save tires. We were saving tires, got short runs. So, short run. So I just abandoned that. And lo and behold, after I abandoned that, we decided we was going to go green for 70 laps. And by the end of that, by the time we pitted right there, I was, excuse me, my right front tire was dead, like really dead, graveyard dead. And so we pitted when we pitted again under green right there. We just, I was just trying to gain what I could, and I was going to basically settle for probably 5th or 6th. And we got the caution right there at the end, and somehow we were lucky enough not to end up nailed in some of that carnage.
Yeah, so I saw you were. I didn't see how you snuck through the one, but I'll say that last one restart. I say you started 6th there. So I mean, what did you see on that first caution, or that I should say the second to last caution when everything kind of got crazy, where half the field looked like got wiped out?
I seen guys get together, and I think I seen Fuller bounced off the wall, and he come back down. So I lifted for a split second, and then I saw a hole, and then I put the throttle in the floor, and we went digging across that synthetic turf. And they come into the line, all I saw was a lot of black sky, because I hit something in the infield, and it just basically stood on its bumper from my view. And when it landed, we were 5th or 6th on that restart, and then we got a good restart and ended up 3rd.
Yeah, so you did you did restart 6th, and I say you had a really good restart for sure on that last run, and then of course with the 5 and the 17 battling, got able to let you sneak up into the 3rd position. So quite an eventful race. Able to survive there up to a 3rd finish, but definitely want to give you the opportunity for any thanks or shout outs you've got.
To start with, like I say, it kind of sucked for David right there. He had everybody killed. He had a big lead right there. When on the long run, he had a big lead at the end. But it happens. I've lost a bunch of them that way too. But I got to thank JD Laird, JDR Graphics. He does all my painting and everything for all my cars. That's why most of them look pretty good. And thank Sim500 for the league. I mean, this one was kind of fun. I wish the setup would have turned a little better, but it was just locked down on the right front, and it was tight. It was extremely tight, but that's all we can really do with some of these setups that iRacing gives us. But other than that, thank you guys for the broadcast.
All right, you have our 3rd place finisher, Chad Coleman. Had a good run there, and I believe we've also got our 2nd place finisher, Tommy Ryan. I think he is lined up here with Sean Yoder.
Yeah.
Tommy Ryan, what's going on, man? That's a heck of a 2nd place finish tonight for your Northern Tool and Equipment Camaro. That car at the end of the race was looking a little worse for wear, brother. Just talk us through those last couple laps and what it was like being up there in the front of the pack. All hell broke loose. There's no other way to describe it. What was it like being in that mix?
It was tight. That's what it was like. I couldn't pass. I was stuck behind EJ, and I was, honestly, I was content finishing somewhere in the top 10. I was not quick enough to be in the top 5. And when somebody stays out on tires like that, you know what's going to happen. And unfortunately, I'll say it's probably a little bit, you're making a mess. And if that's the way you want league races to finish, then you probably keep pulling that stuff, and that's what'll happen, unfortunately. But everybody's going to sleep tonight, so it's all good. But no, it was crazy, man. It was tight. I felt like I couldn't turn off the corner. You had to be very selective when you picked up the throttle, and it was fun.
I'm sure having a little bit deranged front end, the left and right side of the front end of your car. I'm looking at it right now, actually. I'm looking at it towards the end of the final lap. I've got a freeze frame up on my screen here, and you didn't have the straightest of straight race cars at the end of that race. So that's why it wasn't turning. But I'm here to tell you, you did a heck of a job bringing it home in 2nd. With all the carnage going on around you. Just an amazing finish by everybody that's in the top 3, just to bring it home alive. Like you said, everyone's going to sleep tonight. That's a good thing. If there's anyone you want to thank tonight, or if there's anything else you'd like to say about this race, now's the time, man. Let everybody know what's going on.
No, I thank my sponsor, Northern Tool, and Dwight Beverly for Coastal Safety Auditors. He sponsors a lot of my other cars. Now it's Charlotte, man. It's nighttime. We're gonna tear some stuff up. Hopefully the fans got a good show. So thank you guys for putting it on. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you, Tommy. Congratulations on that 2nd place finish. We're going to turn it over now to John Mustian, and the winner of this race, who I would just go ahead and say this. One of the most amazing strategy calls I've seen in a long time on iRacing. So take it away, John. Have fun with it, man.
Yep, I'm down here in Victory Lane with a somewhat amazed Chris Gabot. Chris, how you doing, buddy? Congratulations on your victory. Why don't you walk me through, first off, what the hell made you think it was a good idea to stay out last pit stop? And second, what the hell did you think was going on behind you when them last 2 cautions flew?
Oh man, the staying out thing, I didn't really think that was a good idea at all. Once I realized I was the only one that stayed out, I knew I was in trouble. Honestly, my goal was, kind of hope they wreck. That's the only shot I have at winning this race. Otherwise, I'm gonna get out of the way. I know I'm gonna be slower than these guys on fresh tires. I hate that me and Fuller had that contact coming out of 4 after that first restart. I've looked at it a couple times. It's hard to tell exactly what happened there. But this is crazy. I still can't believe it.
Well, man, you guys, I've always said this about the Sim500. One of the most entertaining leagues I've ever been a part of, be it racing or broadcasting. But tonight is probably one of the most memorable races I've had with you guys. Man, what a finish! You and that Exalta Chevy Camaro just you kind of turned some heads with first off with that no tire call, just staying out. I mean, it was really a big surprise, but we were really happy to see somebody gamble like that, and it paid off for you, man. But then after that thing with Fuller and that one, and then talk me through how you felt when at first it looked like you had it wrapped up, because that was a pretty big caution. With only 5 to go, I figured it was over with. But then all of a sudden, wait a minute, there's going to be a 1-lap shootout. So what went through your head when that happened?
Yeah, it was. I went from thinking I won one of these to kind of heart dropping through the floor again. The 33 mentioned that he looked like he might have a little damage, and I think he did end up having some motor damage, and that really saved me on the last restart. Coming out of 3 and 4 though, Nick had a huge run. I think he got 2 tires on that last run, and I saw him coming on the bottom. I wanted to leave a lane open for him. I didn't want to block and wreck both of us. I was completely content with a side-by-side finish there. I figured I would have the momentum on the top side. I'm not exactly sure if he pushed up into me or what happened there. I hate that, he didn't get the podium finish up here with me.
Well, just from our vantage point, it did look like he washed up, but it also looked like when he hit you, he bounced off a concrete wall. You didn't budge. I mean, your car didn't move an inch left or right, and it looked like he literally bounced off a concrete wall. It was one of the strangest and most entertaining things, and I feel bad for Nick. I do, but man, I've never seen anything like that in my life. It looked like he literally just bounced off of a force field or something. Is that what you got in that car, man? You got some Star Wars crap going on?
I'll tell you, after tonight, man, there's something. I was expecting to get out of this thing and it be junk, but it actually looks in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. Well, folks, that's Chris Cabot, our leader. Chris, do you have anybody you want to thank for your win tonight here at the Kickass Beef Jerky Sunday Night Xfinity Series for Sim500?
Yeah, obviously need to thank Kickass Beef Jerky for sponsoring the series. That's really cool of them. They've been involved with the league for a while now. Got some great products and really like what they do getting involved with the league. Obviously need to thank you guys for what you guys do on the broadcast. SRN is the best in the business. Shout out to Aaron. I know you work those cameras up there. You're awesome with those. And obviously everybody at this league. I've run over 300 of these races. It's not often that you get a chance to win. I love every single one of these guys that races out here. This is awesome. It's so much fun.
Well, Chris, I just want to say thanks for letting us be a part of it, man. You guys put on one hell of a show tonight. Congratulations again on your victory. There you go, folks. Chris Cabot from Victory Circle pulling off the gamble tonight. Rolled the snake eyes. Good job there, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us here at the Sim Racing Network. Another one down. One of my favorite tracks, Charlotte. Just some quick notes for you real quick. 110 laps, only 5 cautions, and most of those came really in the beginning of the race. Then we had a long green flag run, then 1 quick caution, and then the last 2 came literally within 2 laps of the finish. It was amazing to watch. We had 20 caution laps, 8 lead changes, which isn't too bad. Gael, Sean, you're well. Let's throw it over to Gael real quick. Gael, what's your final thoughts tonight, there, bud?
Yeah, it went from a calm Charlotte race to I don't even almost like the all-star craziness there at the end. I say, and as like was mentioned, I do feel for David Comstock. He was doing pretty much class of the field by no stretch of the means or no stretch of the way, but yeah, it's just one of those things. You never know how it's going to shake out, and made the wrong tire choice at the end there with the 4. So I'm not too worried about him. I think he'll bounced back pretty well. But yeah, that was something else. I don't think I've seen a finish like that in a long time.
How about you, Sean? What'd you think about tonight, bud?
I've not seen a finish like that on iRacing. I don't think ever. Much less been in the booth to actually talk about it while it was happening. That was excitement at its best. While you were interviewing Chris there, I was actually debriefing with Justin Fuller a little bit. And Justin, I heard Chris say that he felt really bad about getting into Justin there on that restart, or just after the restart, when he got tagged a little bit from underneath. But Justin and I were looking at it, and that was netcode. I don't think they ever even hit. I think it was just a netcode thing. It's one of those things. Justin was like, "I'm bummed, but that's racing, man," and that's truly what it is. These guys are nose to tail, going after it, running hard, and for lack of a better term, shit happens. It just does.
Yeah, no doubt.
And,
well, hey, while we got a minute, let's talk to Justin. I've got him up here. Justin Fuller, this is John up in the booth. How you doing, bud?
Good. I wasn't really expecting to get pulled up.
Now we got a couple of extra minutes here, and Sean and Gael we're all talking about the race tonight. You had a great car, man, but Sean says you guys were talking. Look at the replay. It looked like netcode pretty much foiled your run there at the end, huh?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Of course, from the seat you can't really see that. I know Chris was on old tires, and I was on too. I knew, and we had a huge run off the top. And as soon as Stefan Marinak touched, I mean, he didn't even hit him that hard. As soon as he touched Chris's back end, it just shot netcode into my car, and shot me straight up into the wall and back down into the field, unfortunately, and really foiled a good run. We weren't any better than a second place car tonight on the long run, which is basically what I anticipated with David at Comstock. But we played the strategy right there at the end. We were in position to win, and we just couldn't pull it together.
Well, I just, we were talking about you all race long, how there was such a little bit of a difference there between your driving style and Comstock's, and how it did seem like maybe he was a long run driver, just a little bit more newer. But I tell you what, bud, you gave a hell of a show tonight, a hell of a run. And don't worry, netcode reared its ugly head tonight for a couple of guys. It was unfortunate to see, but still a hell of a run for you. Not the finish you wanted, I'm sure, but a lot of great strength shown in your ride tonight, bud.
Yeah, it was a fun run. This is a new track, Charlotte. I mean, I run triple screens, and man, let me tell you what, that backstretch wall really trips you out with the peripherals. So I gotta figure something out for tomorrow night in the Cup car, because I got a headache from that.
Well, good luck tomorrow night, brother. We look forward to talking to you again. You have a good evening, all right?
Thanks, you too.
Before we let this thing go, I'm just going to give a shout out. I'm glad Justin mentioned Comstock. We didn't talk about him much there for the recap, but Comstock, once that man gets up front, he is hard to catch, man. I that was a heck of a run by David. I hate to see it end that way, but I am pretty happy for Chris Cabot right now. That was one of the best calls I've seen in a long time, and I know it may have upset a couple folks, but you did the right thing. You're out there to win, man. If you want to win, you got to do it. Yeah. Every once in a while, you got to throw that Hail Mary, and it paid off. It's hats off to it.
Well, let's have a word with Comstock, shall we? Dave, John, up in the booth, bud. How you doing?
And then there were crickets.
Crickets everywhere. Okay,
let's not have a word with Comstock.
Let's not.
Maybe David does not want to talk right now, and I kind of understand.
He might be filling up a cup or two of Jack Daniels. That might be what he's up to. Well, I tell you what, folks, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Gael, you already gave us your final thoughts. Sean, you got any final thoughts, bud?
No, that was my final thoughts. That was one hell.
All right, you
of a
did
race
too. I'm
to
sorry.
watch.
I'm old.
Loved
man.
it to death.
Yeah, it was a great race. I really enjoyed it. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Make sure you stop by Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, or all three if you got the balls for it, and give us a like and a follow, and make sure you set yourself up for notifications when we go green. And I'll tell you what, if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, tune in for the Cup Series race, the Trans Service Cup Series. Oh, that reminds me. Hold on. We got to pull forward back up here real quick because we got an announcement to make, I guess. I don't know if it's going to be broadcast yet or not, but Justin Fuller has worked out some details, folks, of an all-star race for the Sim500. Justin, why don't you take a couple minutes and touch on that real quick?
All right, I guess I got pulled up again.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, us at sim500.com. I pondered the idea earlier this morning when I was having breakfast. I was like, why don't we ever do an all-star race? I know we got next weekend off, and I'm not looking to run a race then. We're gonna do it May 29th. It's a Wednesday. It's an off weekend for the truck series. Everybody at Sim500 that races on a weekly basis currently in the top 3 series is eligible to run in the open. And then I think there's guys that are locked in from winning from last year to this year that are still currently part of this league. So we're gonna have it open. There's gonna be stages. We're gonna have all-star style qualifying where you do 3 laps and you have to pit once. And I think it's gonna be a really fun time. We're still trying to work out all the details about maybe having it broadcasted, maybe some prizes for the winner. And we got to get some guys that are honest on the stopwatch. I'm looking for at least 2 guys to do stopwatch for us, because as most people know, iRacing is not going to count your lap time when you're going 150 some miles an hour down pit road. So we're gonna have to do we're gonna have to do stopwatches. Take the average of the 2 times of those guys, and that's your time. Whether you like that time or not, it doesn't matter. We're not going to actually do live pit stops. There's a pit box that we're going to designate on pit road. That's where you're going to stop. You're going to come to a complete stop. You have to be in the pit box. If you're not, there's penalties that could be assessed. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great time. I hope we get a lot of people that show up, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to it either way, whether we broadcast or not, and hope maybe I'll even give a shot at it in the Cup car. I'm a pretty decent Cup driver myself, I think. Anyway, thanks for your time there, Justin, and we look forward to hearing some more about this in the following days, bud.
Yep, have a good one again.
And there you have it, folks. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning into the Sim Racing Network's broadcast each and every week. We appreciate our fans that do that, and spread the word. We need some more followers, some new viewers out there to get in here and see what we've got to offer. Stop by our Sim500 partners over there at sim500.com. Check out their partners. Give them a thumbs up wherever they are, and let them know you appreciate what they do for us. For myself, Guy Elbrook, Sean Yoder, and our wonderful Aaron Grosskopf down in the van giving us some awesome shots tonight. I'm John Muschin Jr., Sim Racing Network. Remember, folks, when you're out on the road, just put the phone down. You can chit-chat and Snapchat and Facebook and all that stuff when you get where you're going. Keep it safe out there. Smile more often, love each other, and may God bless each and every one of you. I'm John Muschin Jr., Sim Racing Network, signing off. Have a good night.